Writing. I believe nothing I do is more difficult for me. I take the thoughts that are in my head and I use markings to record those thoughts. I do this in a way where others can decode what I'm thinking. I organize the markings and form words, sentences, and paragraphs. I do this so someone who I don't know can understand what I was thinking at a certain time. That time may be 10 years ago, but those thoughts from that time are still alive because they were written down. Of course, what adds to the difficulty is that I have to come up with the thoughts. I have to think about the topic, try to understand it, get to know what others think about it, and try out my own ideas. All of this happens while I write. As I think, I write. As I write, I think. Then that thinking and writing has to fit itself into a form my reader will accept. While I start with my own thoughts, my own musings on the topic, I have to end with writing that another can read through and comprehend. My wild goose chases on the topic, the crazy explorations, must eventually be reined in and edited out. I need to follow conventions in my writing and thinking that my reader accepts if I want them to understand my ideas. While I can push a convention, there are some acceptable variations. If I go too far, my reader will criticize or possibly not understand my writing. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of my own writing process and how I get writing done. I often start over. I often write a number of openings. I always rewrite the introduction after I've written for a while. Even this video opening I rewrote. One of the reasons I make these changes is that while I write and think, I come to understand my topic and what I want to say better. As my thinking about the topic goes deeper, my earlier ideas change and adapt. They become more complex and interesting, causing me to rewrite. Of course, the simple solution would be to not write an introduction when I begin writing. But I need the placeholder, a place to begin. I have to prepare myself for writing. My workspace must be orderly and the room I'm working in must be orderly. Something out of place can distract me. I write on my computer and like it because word processing helps keep my writing orderly. I write best when I know what my task is. When I say task, I'm not speaking about the assignment, but what I want to get accomplished in that writing session. Because I write documents that take weeks, months, or years to finish, I have to break writing down into sections and manageable tasks. I want to have a daily goal and meet it. Then I can relax about the writing until the next session. I pay a lot of attention to the form as my ideas get set. It's like putting a puzzle together. I think about word choices and how words will read next to one another. I wonder if I can express the idea more simply. Sentence flow from one to the next is particularly important to me. I also want the paragraphs to hold together and be memorable to the reader. I read everything out loud. Because of my history as a theater director, I respond to hearing language. So I couldn't write if I couldn't read my writing out loud. Most of my decisions about the structure of sentences and paragraphs are made when I read out loud. I pay a lot of attention to the rhythm the words and the sentences create. I can't submit the writing to a reader until it sounds right. Writing is always personal to me, even when it's a class assignment. I've never been successful in writing unless I found a way to make the writing mean something to me. I have to connect the writing task to something that has meaning to me. I have to give the assignment meaning. Even documents like those I create for my classes, the ones you've been reading, like the syllabus. I have to get excited about creating them if I want to be satisfied with them. All writing is personal to me. I've tried to describe my writing process to you. I've left a lot out, even though I've gone on for some time. Now it's your turn to explore your writing process. I want you to describe your writing process and share it on the class blog. You should have at least 2 paragraphs. More are preferred. Be specific and edit. I look forward to reviewing these mini essays with you next week in class.